Decision Plus has been and still is a leading stock market service provider. From training to coaching, we cover it all. Try both our software as well as our coaching site, completely free for 10 days without obligation. No credit card is needed to sign up for the trial. The trial subscription will be automatically canceled for you at the end. DecisionPlus.com, your stock market service center. Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try MarketGurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above. Market Vision Plus is the trading companion of so many investors. Make your fundamental and technical analysis easy with Canada's #1 stock market decision-making software. Research, decide, and follow your positions with Market Vision Plus. See the menus just above this program and try Market Vision Plus for 10 days without any obligation after the show. When it comes to day trading, Trader Plus is the right tool. Track 50 quotes simultaneously. Create dozens of quick lists. Display as many as 30 real-time intraday charts at the same time. Watch the action with candlesticks or bar charts as fast as 10 seconds. See the market by sectors. Use the chart models already prepared for you. Try Trader Plus for 10 days in the menu above without any obligation.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Swing Trading Show. Today we're Monday, July 27, 2015. The question bar is open, folks. If ever you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Today on the markets, one thing that are grabbing investors' attentions are first of all in China, where investors are fearful that the Chinese government will not continue its buying program of blue chips. So this is why we have another sell-off today on the Chinese index on the fears that the government won't step in to support the blue chips prices. On the England FTSE index, we're pursuing their decline. The thing is that lawyers, I would say, are continuing to draft the details to actually start the negotiations between Greece and the ECB. So all those fine prints will be really important. And in Germany, we had the IFO confidence index that is above estimates, a reading of 108 compared to 107.1. Another major news that we have also as well is about this company here, Allergan, that is selling their division to Teva Pharmaceuticals, which is an Israeli company. Teva also announced that they will get out their buy order on Mylan Labs. So this is what Mylan Labs declined today. So they have preferred to buy the division from Allergan instead of buying Mylan Labs. Now, Fiat has received a penalty of $105 million from the regulators in the automobile sector in the U.S. because concerning some callback on some of their vehicles. We also had some Sprott Resources that released their earnings. Same thing too for Capital Power that today is breaking out, reversing its downward trend. So it's surging on its earnings though. I don't believe in this breakout because there's still a 50-day moving average that's there. This downward trend is reversed, but really slightly on that stock. So it's not really a breakout I really like on a stock like that. And in terms of stochastics, well, not so bad for the stochastics, but I don't really like that breakout in terms of the momentum that it shows. Now, the sector where I want to bring to your attention today is really the gold sector, because we do have the confirmation of a bullish divergence. I know on Friday I said that it was a sector where it had to be watched for next week, especially if the rebound that we had on Friday afternoon, if it could continue. Today we do have this confirmation of this bullish divergence. What do I mean by that is that look at the sector here. The sector still remains neutral, right? We continue to remain weak. However, we have the histogram that continues to tilt towards positive territory. So that shows you that the wave of buyers is starting to step in the gold sector. It's still weak, but it's starting to step in. There are some breakouts in the sector, such as Gabriel Resources, but one thing you have to take into account is that if you're buying some gold stocks today, make sure that you respect your exit point. So for Gabriel Resources, a stock that is surging by 11%, your exit point has to be around 40 cents on the reversal of this upward trend there on Gabriel Resources. Guyana Goldfields, that could be a stock where you could build up your long position. It's not really a breakout, but it could turn out to be one. Look at the histogram here. It's starting to be in towards positive territory, which is a good thing. Now you have to respect your exit point, which means if it goes below 337, get out on Guyana Goldfields. We do have some bearish exposure on the gold sector still on our analyst shorts portfolio on marketgurus.tv that you can have access for free for 10 days. But so far, we're willing to hold on to that bearish position, and that bearish position is Agnico Eagle. It has not yet reversed its downward trend. We want to see the stock clearly reversing this downward trend before closing that short position, and we also want to see the gold sector, if we take a look at this here, making a new high intraday. If we do have that, we will have to close Agnico Eagle. Now, what could be the stocks that could be also interesting for an eventual breakout? Well, there's Asinco Gold that could break out. There's also Kirkland Nickel, but look, Kirkland Nickel is testing its downward trend. So if tomorrow we have a pursuit of the rally, Kirkland Nickel will be a go at 525 for a buy. Kinross Gold could also be a nice opportunity if ever we do have this upward momentum. And in terms of target for Kinross Gold, we could reach 250 or 261 on a stock like Kinross Gold. But we do need that upward momentum that can be confirmed on the gold sector. And Eldorado Gold also as well could be interesting. But on most stocks, the upward potential is limited towards this downward trend. So you have a 2-3% maximum, even sometimes 1 or 2%. So it's all about day trading on the gold sector so far, if ever the rebound continues in the next few days. We also have the energy sector, folks, that remains weak. But the energy sector, we have oil that is pursuing its decline. But on the sector, what we have, it's that it's reaching the low of a downward corridor there. So to short new position right now in the energy sector, we kind of find it inappropriate to do so. There are some new breakdowns, such as Painted Pony. It's a laggard, right, for Painted Pony. We could stop around $6 for Painted Pony. Payson System breaking down, but look, it's lacking quality because this breakdown is not pursuing with a lot of strength. Intraday wise, we also did have a slight rebound on Payson System. So can we really believe in a breakdown like that, knowing that is an important support that's there at 1750, which doesn't give us much room to go right now to take? Well, yeah, it does give us some, at least a 5% for a stock like that for Payson System. So, but we need more downward momentum in a stock like that to be able to short it or to recommend it as a top pick in our analyst shorts portfolio at marketgurus.tv. Imperial Oil putting some pressure on the support, and most stocks such as Berkliff and Enbridge are all stocks that are pursuing their decline. So it's still a moment where the strategy that we have favored is to benefit from this opportunity where all the markets are going down, to take some profits on either your bearish ETF or your short positions. And this is on marketgurus.tv. We have done so on a stock like Textron, which is pursuing its decline. Since we have recommended that stock as a short, we have been able to take some profit today on that stock. Tomorrow they will release the earnings, but at least we have been able to take some profit. On Finning, it was recommended as a short here. We have been able to take some profit around those area. But right now, take a look at Finning here. It's testing an important support, a multi-tested support here on Finning International. So we decided to be quick, maximize our short opportunity by taking some profit on Finning International when it did reach that important support. So that's the strategy so far, folks, with this current market conditions. Now, Jay has a question here about AHT. Now, is it a buy? HT is not a buy, Jay. It's a stock that he's having a correction. The question was from Friday. Now, let the stock have a correction. Let it witness a correction right now. Overbought situation. We have weakening volume on that stock. Hence, I think that you should wait for a clearer stabilization phase. it's not there yet. We're starting to we're on the verge of confirming it, but right now it's a stock you should just put on your watch list, but not buy for the moment, because after testing the top of an upward corridor, it's normal that we stabilize. So let's say we stabilize here for 2-3 days and break out again, let's say higher than 84 cents. That would be a go in a stock like EHT, but so far it's a stock you should only watch. Now, Paul, you bought EDRA. Is it a go at 392? You bought at 392. I find it, usually it's not a stock that we would recommend as a buy, because IDRA rose on July 21st. It also rose on July 22nd. So there were a third day in a row when the stock was rising. Now, the stock is having a correction. The thing is, I see an important support there around 350. So 350, where there's a lot of moving average that are meeting, I think it's definitely a critical point where you should close all your positions on IDRA. So if IDRA goes below 350, get out of that position. For now, I think it's unfortunate that you got in a little bit late, because you got in on the third day in the row when the stock rose, but 350 is the point where you should actually get out on a stock like IDRA. Now, Guy has some questions here on LSG. LSG, which is a gold stock. Now, what do you think of LSG? Well, LSG is in a good situation. It's still neutral, right? We do have this bullish divergence that is confirmed, which means that the probability that a rebound could continue is still present. Now, for LSG, I see at 120 there's a point. It's a point I'd like LSG to reverse higher than 120, because we will have the reversal of this downward trend and also the break of this 50-day moving average. So that definitely be interesting for LSG. So yes, for me, LSG, if it could go above 120, I might consider that stock as a potential buy. Now, as for the exit point, well, it's clear. It has to be at 110, because whenever we go below this 200-day moving average that is in green, you have to get out on that stock. So far, I think the probability that the stock could pursue a rebound, just like a lot of gold stocks, is still present, just by looking at how the histogram is starting to tilt, the MACD is starting to tilt towards the overbought situation, how the histogram, the stochastic is toward the 30% range, and also by looking at the bullish divergence that we do have with the MACD histogram. So it's a hold, but 120 will be a buy on LSG.
Find answers to your questions by emailing your host at btm@decisionplus.com.
5 good reasons to manage your investments with National Bank Direct Brokerage. Commission fees fixed at $9.95 anytime for all clients and starting at only $6.95 for active investors. No administrative fees if you hold at least $20,000 in your accounts. Registered accounts available in U.S. currency. Powerful tools to help you manage your portfolio. Award-winning customer service and satisfaction levels amongst the highest in the industry. To learn more, visit nbdb.ca or call us now.
Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try marketgurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above.
So welcome back. So we have one comment here from Bear. Despite efforts of manipulation by the plunge protection team, do you think we're now in a period where downside signals such as broken supports are more credible now than previously, where we're often yanked around and exited for nothing? Your thoughts, a comment will be appreciated. Thank you. Well, Bear, actually the thing is, you were right. Around this period here on the NASDAQ, I remember what we have favored though in Market Gurus TV around this period when we had a lot of false signals in the market. Yeah, thank you. Around this period here, well, we were recommending a lot of half position on the short positions that we were recommending. So for instance, here, if we take a look at the SPY around this area, there were a lot of half positions that we have recommended, and this is why we did have what we have favored during that period where there was a lot of false signals is the favorite ETF, because we were like, this could be the safest alternative to give us some wider exposure if ever the markets pursue or decline. And around this area, this is where we recommended SPXU as an analyst choice on MarketGurus.tv. Since then, the ETF has not performed as much. Now, are we in a period where we can believe more and more in the new bearish signal? Well, first of all, if we take a look at MarketGurus.tv here, we see that most of the signals, if we take a look at the TSX, in terms of the new bearish signals, we only have 15, while we have 265 stocks that are pursuing their decline. On NASDAQ, we only have 11 new selling signals, while we have almost 300 stocks that are pursuing their decline. And on New York, only 30 new breakdowns and 347 stocks that are pursuing their decline. So what I mean by that is that we don't really have a lot of new, nice breakdown on the markets. As I said, it's not a moment to be in a shorting spree, but I'd rather a moment to take some profit on some of your positions. Now, could we believe in that breakdown? Well, I think we have the FOMC announcement that's coming on Wednesday, so that might be something that could trigger a rebound depending on how investors interpret it. And now, technically speaking, on the NASDAQ, we see that at 5,000 we could have a pause. On the Dow Jones, technically speaking, we see that towards 17,213 we could have a pause, but the decline could continue. On the TSX, well, it's kind of tough right now on the TSX because now we see that we could either stop towards 13,791 because we even went lower than this downward corridor here on the TSX, especially with the weakness that we see on the financial sector, the weakness that we see among the energy sector. Those are all stuff that would actually accelerate the decline on the TSX. Now, could we believe in those new breakdowns that we have? Well, let's take a look here at some breakdowns that we have today on the markets. The top picks that we found for you. We have King, which could be a more credible breakdown. If we take a look at this here, the stock is maintaining its downward momentum intraday wise, right? We see it. So this is actually something that's really good. Only losing 4.38%, which is still okay because your exit point is at $18, which is about 5 to 6% from the current price. Now, the stock is just leaving its overbought situation and has some room to go before we reach the oversold situation, which means that you have the ability to take some profit along the way on a stock like that because the downward momentum is just starting with the stock that is leaving its overbought situation. Therefore, a stock like King, yes, does represent a great opportunity to short. Pentair, another one, also does represent a great opportunity to short because it's breaking an important support on a yearly basis. So this is also another stock that's really nice. So overall, I would say that there are not a lot of new breakdown. However, on MarketGurus.tv, we're feeling more confident nowadays to recommend full position instead of half position because we believe that a correction is actually due to continue in the next few days, even if we could have a rebound along the way before the indices I've shown you reaches their bottom of the month of July and earlier. So this is actually something that we're monitoring pretty closely so far in the markets. Now, should you be on a shorting spree today? I would say no. It's more a moment to continue to take some profits on your past short positions. As you've seen today, only 2 stocks are standing out on the downside, PNR on New York and Kang on the NASDAQ. Now, BGMD, is it a buy? Industrial Alliance. Okay, so BGMD, it's not a buy yet, Jocelyn. It's still neutral, right? 250 is going to be the go on a stock like that, so it's not a buy yet. As for Industrial Alliance, what's the ticker of Industrial Alliance? It's yeah, IIG. The results are coming on July 30th, 2015. Okay, but you see that stock here is not positive there so far, right? It's actually, it could be a stock that you have to watch because we could be on a point where buyers might come in. We're oversold, but the wave of buyers is not coming in yet on Industrial Alliance, but that would be a stock that you could buy on a decline. So let's say you have a higher risk tolerance, you could buy AIG, putting your exit point at 37.50 whenever we go lower than this downward corridor. So that could be a strategy you could favor if you want to buy AIG today on today's weakness on AIG, but make sure that at 37.50 you get out on AIG. Now, as for the day trade of the day, folks, there have been several stocks. That stock here just rose. It was halted before. Now it's rising, but it has not been really active. I mean, in terms of entry point, But the stock that we favored was SA, Seabridge Gold, because of a bullish divergence that is confirming itself more and more on the gold sector. Now, if we put that stock intraday wise, we saw all the several entry points that we had. One here, another one there, another one there on that stock. So almost 3 entry points on a stock like Seabridge Gold. Could it continue its rally? It could, depending on if the gold sector pursues its upward momentum next week. Now, the target on that stock could be towards 450 if ever the gold sector pursues its upward momentum. So it's a sector that has to be watched. A lot of stocks are confirming a more solid bottom, but it's not a moment to be in a buying spree on that sector yet, but to limit yourself to day trading and to continue to take some profit on your short positions that you've opened last week or the week before, especially with this market's decline that is not as strong today to generate a lot of new bearish signals. So that's it, folks. See you tomorrow at 12:30 on the Swing Trading Show on DecisionPlus.com.